All right, boys and girls, today's assignment is a little bit difficult. It's a lot of conversions, but it is basic facts and division and multiplication. So it's very helpful to have this conversion sheet. Mrs. Salters attached it a few days ago when we began this chapter. It is very useful and I recommend having it because it's easier to do the problems. All right, so let's look at the first one. It says after each soccer practice, Scott runs 4 sprints of 20 yards each. Complete the explanation to find how many practices it will take for Scott to have sprinted a total of 2 miles combined if he continues his routine. Scott sprints blank yards each practice, and then we'll have to do the bottom. Okay, so the first thing we have to figure out is how many yards each practice. I go up here, and it's telling me he does 4 sprints of 20 yards each. I don't have to convert anything yet, but I do have to know that if he's doing 4 sprints, can you see that? There we go. If he's doing 4 sprints and they're 20 yards each, I'm going to have to do 4 times 20. Okay, and that's in one practice. I know 4 times 20 is 80. So he is doing 80 yards each practice. Let's put that in first. Now, here's where the sheet is helpful, and if you have it nearby, it's easier to do. Since there are blank yards in 2 miles. So here's where I'm going to look at my sheet, okay? And I see how many yards are in 1 mile. And my sheet says there are 1,760 yards, and that's in 1 mile. But it's asking me for 2 miles. So to get to 2 miles, obviously I have to multiply by 2. Whatever I do here, I'm going to do over here because I want to know how many are in 2 miles. I have to multiply by 2. When I do that, I get the answer of 3,520 yards in 2 miles. I'm not done yet. Now go back. Well, let's put this one in first. Okay. Now I have to take that to see how many practices he's going to need. So I'm going to take that 3,520 and I'm going to divide it. And I will divide it by how many yards he does each practice. Well, we just found out before that he's doing 80 yards per practice. So I'm going to take this 3,520 and I'm going to divide it by 80. When you do that, 32, oopsie, that goes over here. Sorry, my bad. When I do that, I'm going to get 44. So he will need to do that for 44 practices, okay? And that's how you're going to solve number 1. Okay, so for number 2, it says a worker at a mill is loading 10 bags of flour into boxes to deliver to a local warehouse. Each box holds 6 bags of flour. It says if the warehouse orders 3 tons of flour, how many boxes are needed to fulfill the order? So we're looking to find our end result is how many boxes are needed to fulfill the order. And there's a series of steps we need to take before we can find this answer, okay? So the worker at the mill is loading 10-pound bags of flour, and each one holds 6 bags, okay? So if you want to draw a picture, that one's not pretty good to draw a picture for. I'll do it both ways. There's my box, okay? There's 6 bags of flours. And how much is in each bag? It told me it's 10 pounds. Or we simply know we could take 10 pounds and multiply that by 6. So in one box, how many pounds of flour is there? 60 pounds. And remember, LB is the abbreviation for pounds. So now I have to know about this 3 tons of flour. Again, here's where I'm going to use my conversion sheet. On your sheet, you will see 1 ton, we did yesterday, equals 2,000 pounds. So let's put that down. 1 ton equals 2,000 pounds. The problem is asking me for 3 tons. I'll move this over. Oopsie. There we go. So the problem is asking me for 3 tons. So to get to 3 tons, I'm multiplying by 3. I get to 3 tons. What do I have to do over here? I got to multiply this by 3. When I do that, simple basic math, because I see 3 and 2, that will bring me to 6,000 pounds. So kind of similar to what we did in the other problem. Now I have to take this 6,000 pounds and divide it by the first answer we got, by 60. So I take my 6,000 and I'm going to divide it by 60. And if we remember, lose a 0, lose a 0. 6 divided by 6 is 1. 600. So how many boxes are they going to need to fulfill this order? And that would be 100 boxes.